Hello, YouTube. It's, oh man, I don't remember the date. I don't know what time it is. I think I got my Obama phone. Yeah, I'm using two mobile devices while driving. Are you scared? It's Tuesday, October 5th, 1:14 p.m. And, yeah, and you think the thought of momentarily using two mobile devices while driving is frightening. You should see all the shit that I used to use simultaneously while driving a cab in the 1990s. Yeah, back then things were a lot different. Simultaneously while driving, I would use a cell phone, but of course that was only used for talking on back then. But I would also use a street guide. We're looking up 100 blocks in the event I didn't know one. Occasionally a map, although usually that involved pulling over. Pen and paper. In fact, I always kept a little notepad. And I guess this is where I got a little bit lucky being left-handed, but I keep it right on the left side of my windshield, just above my dash, which, just thinking about it now, it seems like an awkward way to write, but I used to be damn good at it. And then to the right, I'd have my cassette case and other things, all of which got used simultaneously while driving. And I was damn efficient at it too. Anyway, that's not what I was going to talk about. I just had this reality check of, I'm driving down the road using two mobile devices at once, and I think Arizona has a distracted driver law that you're not supposed to use any. Ooh, white crime. That's what that is. Yeah. To be honest, I've never even heard of that law being enforced. And I'm pretty confident in my ability to maintain my focus on my driving, not my mobile device. Although, wow, am I getting some crazy shimmy right now. Wow, that's just from the vibration from my hand resting on the steering wheel. That's wild. I take my hand off the steering wheel and it goes away. Well, y'all gonna have to put up with a little shimmy because I'm not taking my hand off the wheel. So I'm on my way to the mental health clinic that I can never remember the name of because it's changed names too many times. I've been through this many times on my vlog. Once something's had too many name changes, it's just too much. Something about the way my brain categorizes stuff. It becomes very difficult for me to remember the name of anything when it's had too many name changes. On that note, I wonder when concerts are coming back to Desert Sky Pavilion. And, but I remember that the America West Arena is now Footprint Center. For some reason I'm remembering that. I think just because the name Footprint Center is so obnoxious. I honestly cannot remember the name of the clinic I'm going to. I'm wanting to say Magellan, but I think that's a name that they got rid of. Maybe it's Choices? That's a fun mental game to play. Let's see if I can remember what the hell the name of the clinic is I'm going to before I get there. On the bright side, I have no problem remembering where it is and how to get there. I'm really good at remembering where things are and how to get there. So yeah, heading westbound down Oak. The clinic's actually located at the corner of Windsor and 3rd Street, which is why they call it the Windsor Clinic. Windsor is between Virginia and Thomas. Virginia is always 1/4 mile south of Thomas. And I'm on Oak, which is always a 1/2 mile south of Thomas. But I'm turning right because Oak only crosses the 51 freeway if you're a pedestrian or on some kind of like bicycle or scooter or something of that nature, you cannot ride across that pedestrian overpass. So, head north on 24th Street right now. I really can't remember the name of the clinic. I don't know. I keep the names that keep coming to my head is Magellan and Choices, and I'm fairly sure it's not called either of those things anymore. Anyway, my appointment is not until 5. Actually, I'm kind of double dipping today. I got a doctor's appointment at 5 and a doctor's appointment at 5. Watch this, kids. This is how you're supposed to treat an intersection if you can't get through the intersection when you pull up to it. You're supposed to stop before the intersection and not block it. That way people that are sitting at the stop sign can come out. That could save a life, potentially. Because imagine if that SUV that was coming out was actually an ambulance. Sorry, throwing that out there. As I drive holding a mobile device. Turning that way. Go, dude. Go, go, go. So I'm driving, for those who are curious what I'm driving Priscilla's Kia, which I'm not very fond of driving, but she offered, I checked bus schedules and it became quickly apparent that there was absolutely no way I was going to be able to pull off the things I got to pull off today via bus. I was about ready to do it and try to figure it out, but so I'm appreciating this. She's been on somebody at one of the karaoke bars we were at tried to sing this song over the weekend. Tennessee by Arrested Development. Arrested Development's one of those really great hip-hop bands that just had a cursed second album and just absolutely disappeared into obscurity afterwards. But this is their first album, and I can never remember the full name of the album because it's a long, awkward name. It's like 3 years, 4 days, and whatever in the life of, or something of that nature. I'm not good with names. I'm good with music. I know what the cover looks like. I know where to find it, and I know the words to pretty much every song in this album. Tennessee was a huge hit back in like 91, somewhere in there. I mean, I didn't even really listen to hip-hop much at that time, but that was certainly a song that got my attention. And after 3 hits, the next 2 being People Every Day and Mr. Wendell, I just was like, you know what, I don't even care that this isn't a genre of music I don't listen to. I think I need to get that album, and loved the whole thing since. It's one of those songs you don't know off of it unless you actually have owned the album, but Natural, it's a jam. Their main rapper's speech. I always wonder what happened to him. Seems like at one point in time I had a solo album from him, but I don't know that I ever got around to listening to it. I remember it kind of passing through my hands back when I was flipping a lot of CDs living down in Tucson. One of the main sources for the CDs I flipped was the dollar bin at a store that was, I can't remember the name of the place. But it was a music store that primarily sold just CDs. They had DVDs as well. I don't remember them having any vinyl, but their main thing was CDs. And mind you, this was in like, I want to say 2000, 2001, 2002. But the store was located in Tucson, next to the Albertsons, on Campbell, just north of Glen. trying to remember the name of the road that goes east-west. The next major street goes east-west north of Glen. Anyway, yeah, I used to go to their dollar bin and just pull all kinds of amazing stuff out of it. And it used to amaze me how often I would pull CDs out of their dollar bin and then look them up online, and they were selling for high amounts. And my guess is, and I never really talked to them about how their business worked. I mean, I'm sure the people that knew there knew I was buying for more than just my own personal enjoyment. But no, they were always happy when I came in and just cleaned out their dollar bin. But yeah, I don't think they actually did online sales. I think their business model was buying clearance and closeouts, much like Half Price Books does, from wholesalers and other retailers. Yeah, we missed this light, dude. From other retailers and wholesalers, and then basically picking out the stuff that they figured would sell for full retail prices or slightly less than full retail prices on their neatly organized racks, and anything that was so far outside the mainstream, and when I say mainstream, I'm not even talking just mainstream pop. Like I wouldn't really consider, say, Buddy Guy to be mainstream, but definitely if they got a Buddy Guy CD, it was going to go in their blues section. But then they used to get other artists that just are just so far off the beaten path that people don't know what they are. And in fact, one artist that I'm really, really into and have been ever since, that I discovered in their dollar bin, is Self, which is essentially a solo project of Matt McAfee. He's a brilliant producer and great songwriter and great arranger and decent singer. Not a great singer, but decent singer. And those who have never heard of Self, he's never had a hit song. He's never had a successful record. But he's got a fairly substantial discography, a sizable portion of which has only been released online, most of which was given away for free as downloads, just because he wasn't selling his albums, but he was making so much music and he just wanted to share it with the fans, get it out there. But interestingly enough, especially back then when CDs were actually worth quite a bit of money, talking 20 years ago, some of his indie label stuff was going online for surprisingly large amounts of money, and yet I found it in that Tucson record store's dollar bin. And my guess is they just looked at that and they're like, yeah, that's not an artist we're familiar enough with to stock. I mean, and obviously if they were selling online, why would they put a CD that I was able to flip for $40 or $50? Why would they put that, why would they put that in their dollar bin, right? Although I do remember one Self CD that I got from them there. It's called Gizmogery, and at the time it was selling on Amazon for like $100, and I was just I listened to it and I just couldn't do it. I could really use $100, but oh my lord, this is a $100 CD that I absolutely love, that I bought for $1. I'm keeping this. I mean, I guess I was one of the few, and this is probably a large part of why my marriage didn't last, but I was one of the few married guys I know that for the most part called the shots, called his own financial shots in my marriage. And I don't see any visitor parking available. Damn it. Yeah, I think all the covered stuff is reserved. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Well, there's a self-driving car ahead of me of some kind. Love it when I spot self-driving cars out here in Phoenix. Anyway, I'm going distracted trying to talk about 5 things at once. Yeah, I'm gonna park over here at Del Taco. I think I'm gonna be all right if I park here. I want to take it one step farther and get me a taco before I head out. Wow. Oh, Oh, that is where they get you. And put these signs about now hiring. Not that I'm ready to work at Del Taco yet, but $15 an hour now hiring. Up to $15 an hour. Yeah. Louis Rossman did a really good video about the up to in those signs. It's sort of like the, yeah, up to. That means they could be paying straight up minimum wage. And in fact, if they can get away with it, they're probably paying less than minimum wage. I don't know. But just seeing up to is just devalues the whole, invalidates the whole rest of their little statement there. Anyway, I'm sorry. I was talking about the band Self and in my failed marriage. God, I hate this is so fucking awkward. Just got this crazy contraption for a keychain. I don't understand women that do that crap. And my shit gotta fit in my pocket. Okay, that locked it. There's no working. I don't understand how a vehicle this new doesn't have keyless entry. So the door's got to be locked with a key, and then there's two absolutely identical keys, one for the door and one for the thing. I can figure out how to put all this bullshit. I don't understand how she does that. It's honestly that whole key arrangement triggers me to the point that yeah. She asked if I wanted to buy her car the other day to the post office. I'm like, no, I can walk that. Because given the choice between something that's that easily walkable and dealing with the headache that I just showed you with the keys, the walk was preferable. This is a little bit too far, and I'm in a little too much of a time schedule, so I'm toughing it out and dealing with the keys. Anyway, I should really be going into Del Taco right now, wrapping this up, but I don't know, man. Just talking about the self CDs and flipping self CDs and deciding to keep a CD that I could have easily flipped for $100. That I just decided that I'm absolutely falling in love with this band and really want something this freaking awesome in my collection, and being able to make the decision to do so. Yeah, I know so many married guys. Their women call all their shots, and it would have, never let that happen. It's like, no, you need to sell that so you can buy me expensive shit. Yeah. My marriage didn't function like that, which is probably why my marriage was probably a contributing factor why my marriage was so short-lived. But yeah, I guess I don't have anything else I really want to say about that. That's just how that went. But yeah, their dollar bin. Oh my God, I don't think I've ever had a better steady source of music. For my own personal collection and for reselling. Seems like I got on this subject because I was talking about flipping music, but now I don't remember what else it was I was talking about flipping. On that note, maybe I could give an update on my eBay. Sold a DVD today, and not one that I made much any money on, but it's another order. It's a little profit. It certainly wasn't worth me. Making the walk to the post office just for that item, especially considering all the other things I have on my plate today. So, which it'll get shipped. Certainly, I think my eBay store says I ship within 3 business days. I think I have my preferences laid out, so I'm confident that I'll get it shipped within that 3-day time frame. In fact, most likely I'll ship it tomorrow. But yeah, when I've got an item like that I'm probably only making $1 profit on, I prefer to especially when I'm walking to the post office, I prefer to have it go out with other orders that I'm making more money on.
In fact, my friend Jeff, who I did go hang out with yesterday after discovering that path that went by the path that goes along Loop 202 that connects Van Buren to Washington. After discovering that path, it's interesting how this building here doesn't really have a pedestrian way to get to it. Love exploring all these kind of walkways. I'm killing time. I'm assuming that's the designated smoking area. Oh, that's so funny. Some people are so addicted to their fix that they need that sort of thing. Anyway, so I was hanging out with Jeff, and he asked me about a couple of those. He's working on his eBay store, and I'm showing him how well I'm doing with mine. I was hoping that this little walkway would kind of go out to 3rd Street, but it looks like it's just a convoluted wheelchair ramp. It's possible to walk to 3rd Street, though. Obviously, it's not a path they want people to use. Anyway, so, and that's kind of shameful, I think. It's just assumed everybody that goes into that building arrives in a car. Anyway, he's just like, well, why do you even bother with an item that's, he's like, wait a minute, so you include shipping on everything? I said, yeah. So if you're selling something for $5 and you're including shipping, like, I mean, how do you even make money on stuff like that? I'm like, well, it adds up. It adds up. That's bottom line, it adds up. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be really worth the time involved if I was carrying, making a round trip to the post office for every item, but it's not very often that I take a trip to the post office just to ship one item. And for every item I have that I'm only making $1 on, I'm probably also shipping a CD that I sold for like $12 that I bought for $1, or a record that I sold for $40 that I bought for $10. So, I'll put another couple dollars on it, flipping some low budget items. It doesn't break my heart in the slightest. And I was actually discussing with Priscilla today, even on some items that sit for a while, and to the point where I just keep lowering the price down to almost nothing before they finally sell. And by almost nothing, I mean nothing above like the commission that I pay eBay and what it costs to ship it. Even when it comes to that, I still look at it as I'm still going to get additional. It's going to increase my eBay rating. I'll hopefully get some more positive feedback from it. I'll get another happy customer. It's still putting cash into my account. I mean, yeah, I've got money going out, paying for the shipping, but I've got money coming in. So, it just keeps the money flowing. Yeah, but the one thing that, and this actually means a lot to me, is that I'm at one of those funny legal crosswalks that most motorists don't realize is a crosswalk. I gotta be extra careful here. No, didn't even slow down, and he was on camera. So yeah, it means a lot to me that a piece of used media is going to somebody that wants it, as opposed to winding up in a landfill. And there used to be a time where I was really confident that I could give stuff like that away to Goodwill and other charity shops, and that it would end up going to somebody that wants it and not end up in a landfill. But there's been a lot of discussion on the VHS subreddit. It's just r/VHS, about how a lot of stores aren't stocking VHS anymore, and then comments from people that work at thrift stores saying, "Oh yeah, they when they come in, the managers just tell us to throw them in the trash compactor." Yeah, plastic doesn't really biodegrade. plastic physical media in a trash compactor. That's really not a good thing for the environment. I mean, even if these stores aren't able to make a profit for it, just giving it away to a collector that enjoys hoarding movies, it's environmentally the best thing to do. Shit, I've even gone round and round with people on Reddit over the oh, look at this. No smoking. No smoking, no sitting. How about squatting? Is this an acceptable squat? Ah, fuck it. I'm sitting. Who are they to tell me I can't sit here? Anyway, and some guy just going off about the legalities and the ethics of dumpster diving for DVDs at half-price books. And just to clarify, I've never dumpster dove for DVDs at half-price books. But after reading a couple of posts from somebody that did, it's awfully tempting. I mean, that's a whole more ecological way to get DVDs than having them going around in that little pollution machine. It's, that thing's creating a lot of pollution. Moving stuff from the Amazon fulfillment center to wherever it's going. Whereas taking DVDs out of a dumpster behind half-price books, it's not costing anybody anything, but it's saving that much of non-biodegradable plastics from landing in a landfill. So every argument that guy put up for why you shouldn't do that just made me think he was more of an asshole. just that's all I got out of it. That argument went on for way too long, and I was kind of disappointed more people didn't chime in on it, because his arguments on Reddit get a lot more interesting when more people chime in. Although I definitely seem to be leading him in the upvotes and downvotes department. So there's that. Dang. Only I could pay my bills with Reddit karma. And on that stupid note, I'm gonna go in, see if I can bump my appointment up with my doctor. Oh, and what's the name of this clinic? It's 2715. See, no wonder I struggle so much to remember the name of the place. There's not even there is a sign. Life Well. Yeah, that wasn't even one of the names I was thinking of. Ain't that some shit?